Data fair play, the name alone sounds good, but does it really work? Does selling your own data really represent a good deal? Or does it mean revealing more about yourself than you intended to for the sake of a few euros? Well, let's talk about data trading with someone who is a true data expert, Daniel Domscheit-Berg, computer scientist and, of course, former WikiLeaks spokesman. Good to have you with us. And as a data expert, I'm sure you never go online shopping.
Well, I wish I wouldn't, but I'm living in the countryside, so actually I think online shopping is one of the few alternatives for me, given that there's not a lot of regular shops out there that are left. So I have to go online shopping. It's very convenient. I'm just leaving a footprint, and that's a concerning side effect.
Yeah, one or more footprints. So once Data Fair Play, the company we just heard about, is up and running, would that be an alternative for you? Do you think this could work?
Well, I'm not sure if the business model behind that will work out. I think we'll have to see that. But generally, I think this is heading in a really good direction, as it is an effort to give me more control over my data. And as we've heard, that data is the new oil. This is what's worth real money. And as much as I can get transparency into that and control for the user, I think the better it is.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly does sound good, but the problem is, for most of us anyway, a lot of that data is already out there. Companies can get hold of it for free. So isn't a concept like this too little too late?
Well, it might be late, I would agree. But on the other hand, we could stop producing all this free data for all these companies tomorrow.
How?
If there's another concept and if there's suddenly a new product or a new service that is being offered, then I could switch, to giving my data to that service rather than giving it away for free as I used to do yesterday. So it all just, I think, depends on how consumers decide to behave. And
so you mean consumers could force companies to pay for the data because they wouldn't have access to it any other way?
I think consumers can force companies to do about anything, because a company does not really exist without anybody consuming the services they provide.
So why don't we force companies then? Why do we just accept that companies can get hold of our data and use it for whatever they want to use it for?
I think the problem is it's just now getting on the map. And people haven't been really aware of these issues five years before, but it's something we are certainly discussing increasingly in the last years. And I think it's just quite logical that at some stage, and this is now, somebody comes up with a new business idea on how to organize that, like this company.
Okay.
And the rest we'll have to see.
We don't need any official regulators dealing with it then?
Well, I think the first step is raising awareness for this, and then some people come up with a business concept, and at some stage politics will see that there is a need to change. And generally this is in the same sense that we as consumers drive where companies are headed, in the same sense we as citizens can drive where politics are headed. And we most certainly need regulation for this.
Right, but it would have to be on an international level, otherwise it wouldn't work. Well, so that's very unrealistic then again, isn't it?
I don't think so. I actually think in the same way that we are regulating markets in all kinds of respects today internationally, in that same sense we can regulate the way that data is being trafficked. Or sold or whatever else. So it's more complicated and it requires time, but it's not something that is not feasible.
So there is hope yet for internet users. Daniel Domscheit-Berg, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.